marketers. Deborah Eckerling here.
And I'm Keith Smith, and we host the MPN Meta Marketing Show, which is not just another marketing podcast, but the marketing podcast about all the other marketing podcasts.
Podcasts are booming, right? We love them, and people actually listen. They don't scroll, they don't swipe, well, except maybe during the ad breaks.
But here's the secret. With the Marketing Podcast Network, your ads don't make people hit skip. We put your brand on shows that people actually want to hear.
That's right. We match your message with podcasts that make marketing nerds like us perk up and take notes, or at least nod knowingly, pretending they understand.
And don't worry, because we'll deliver your ad naturally. People might even think that we love your brand personally, which of course we totally do, unless it's a veggie smoothie, then maybe not.
If you want your brand heard without making listeners roll their eyes,
head to marketingpodcasts.net and catch marketing fans at work, rest and play. Seriously, your audience is already listening. Make sure they hear your brand and not our awkward jokes.
Join the conversation, because good ads shouldn't just be tolerated, they should be enjoyed.
Yes!
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Coming up on this episode of The Entrepreneurial You.
If you're coming out of a place of desperation of this has to work, this is my last X amount of dollars, I'm going to put it in here and whatever, you're not actually investing in yourself, which is what I like to think ads are. You're actually gambling. And when you gamble, the house always wins.
Hey, it's John Lee Dumas of EO Fire, and it's The Entrepreneurial You, the show for dedicated and passionate Caribbean entrepreneurs seeking daily inspiration, brought to you by author, speaker, and award-winning entrepreneur Heneka Watkis-Porter. You must be prepared to ignite.
All right. Welcome to another episode of The Entrepreneurial You. Of course, I'm your host, Heneka Watkis-Porter, and today we are tuning into the often misunderstood world of soulful strategic marketing. My guest is Kabaale, a Meta certified ad strategist and a true champion of heart-centered, purpose-driven business growth. Carol has spent over 9 years helping spiritual and service-based entrepreneurs amplify their message and magnetize high-quality leads without ever losing their integrity or burning out. Now, if you're an online coach or you're a conscious entrepreneur that wants more authentic growth and results that you can really feel proud of, then go nowhere. This episode is especially for you. Welcome, Carol Kabaale. All the way out of South Africa. I'm super excited.
Woo! I'm excited too. This is going to be a good one. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And before the chat, you were telling me about you, your parents from, well, your great grandparents from Jamaica, born in Cuba, and then raised in South Africa. And I'm sure
Correct.
you have your surname is Ugandan, so you have a Ugandan husband, right? So
Yes, I do.
so United
We just
Nations.
have a bit of everything. We were like, let's collect all the infinity stones. Let's collect them all.
Absolutely. All right. So I want to just go a little into setting the foundation to the audience as to what we're talking about today. So we're talking about soulful marketing, attracting dream clients with aligned Facebook ads. And this is against the backdrop that marketing in this age of digital, it can seem really impersonal and it gets overwhelming at times, especially for those of us who build businesses with our hearts as much as our minds. Now, Carl's approach you will see that it fuses soulful intention with sharp data-informed strategy that will help spiritual, service-based, and purpose-driven entrepreneurs craft their campaigns as their Facebook campaigns that magnetize the right people and results without exhaustion or compromise. So I am excited because I cannot seem to get Facebook ads right. Before we dive in, though, Carol, let me ask you an icebreaker question. Yes, we've
Of
already broken
course.
the we've already broken the ice, but let's hear it. So, what's been the most magical or surprising outcome of launching a soul-aligned Facebook ad campaign for a client? So, what's most, that surprising outcome that you've had, that like you're like, wow, didn't expect this, or this is more than I thought, kind of thing.
Yes. So I am very blessed, I will say. I always get to work with really intentional people and people who particularly women, who are on
Hmm.
a mission bigger than themselves. It
Right.
always comes from a place of service. 9 out of 10, sometimes it doesn't, but it's okay. Because it comes out of a place of service, it makes me really proud when I get to bring their message to more people who needed it. It's so weird. We live in a world where we're so connected, but we are not connected in the same way. We can feel so isolated and so alone and think that nobody else is having these problems. Nobody else is having this problem in your life, in your marriage, in your business. And, it's just amplified by all this perfection that we see online. And then there's people who want to help you, but you can't seem to find them. So, what I really love to do, and the tool that I use to make that connection or to bridge it, is Facebook ads. I don't depend on going viral or creating nice dances or following trends. No, I understand the concept that people in Facebook are running a business and they need to make money. So I'm going to pay to play the game, and I'm going to make sure that the right people see my clients' messages and
Hmm.
benefit from that. And I just get, like you said, I find it magical when they see each other, because it's like they always have a very similar reaction. They're always like, oh, I've been waiting for you. Or like, oh my gosh, I needed this right now. Or I can't believe this is happening. Like it was fate. And yes, in a little bit, it is fate, but it's also a little bit more. It's the fact that I put you in front of the right person. So, in a weird way, it's like I get to help you find your people. And that always makes my heart really excited. And it just, I like when the right people win. So, yes, I
Yeah.
like that.
So, in the preamble, in the intro, we talk a lot about, soulful, you being a soulful and purpose-driven entrepreneur, really. But when I say that, what am I talking about? About you.
Okay, so what I mean for Soulful is I know in marketing there's a lot of like bro marketing. Maybe you've heard this term, maybe you haven't, but
Hmm.
it's very much, to sum it up, it's someone who's very flashy, someone who's like, you must do these 50 things and then you'll have a Lamborghini. If someone says no to you, tell them they need to figure it out. Like it's very aggressive. It's very like, you must do this and this will be the outcome and there is no other way. I'm here to tell you that, like, you are welcome to walk your own path and live your own truth and still be successful. Success doesn't look the same for me and for the guy in the Lamborghini. No offense, I'm sure it's great, but I measure success differently, and so do my clients. And that's where I feel the soul element comes of it. It's about a deeper mission that we're here to do. And we don't have to be like mean or aggressive or forceful or negative or be like, go get a loan to pay for this to make it happen. I like to meet people where they are and help them along their journey.
Interesting. So, what drew you, Carl, to Facebook ad strategy, and why do you focus on values-driven entrepreneurs?
So what drew me to it was really exhaustion. Really was exhaustion. um, Before this, I worked in business development for a hospitality group for many years, and I was quite good at it, I guess. I was getting promoted. I was climbing up the corporate ladder. I had a very traditional sort of life. Went to university, go and tick all these boxes, but I was living past everyone in my life, to be quite honest with you. And I hated it. And the more I fought against it, the more hours I put into my work at my corporate job to get more time to be with my family, the more that didn't happen. Because that meant the better I did at work. So the more they wanted to keep me at work. So it meant I became this person who was trapped basically at work all the time. And I call it divine intervention. I really do. I married my high school sweetheart, and Joel proposed to me on our 9th year of dating together. I often make the joke that this man was waiting for my blood type. I finally gave it to him, and he decided, now I can marry you. So if you're waiting for a ring, ladies, that's the secret. Tell him your blood type. That's all he needs. He's going to propose tomorrow. I promise you. Um, I really do. But on a serious note, Joel proposed to me, and it felt like that movie moment. I saw my entire life flash before me, and I just knew I didn't want this. I was like, there must be more. And the part of my current job that I really enjoyed was being creative and the marketing part of it. And I liked the ads portion of it because it was data driven. So a lot of things, unlike traditional marketing, sometimes traditional marketing can be like, it's your gut feeling. So, oh, I feel like orange is a great color, so we're going to use it. Or I feel like this is great messaging, so we're going to use it. But there's no numbers or data that supports using orange or using certain messaging is going to give you this result. But when you run ads, every single touch point can be quantified. How many people clicked it? How many people saw it? How many people took action? And based off that data, you can make a decision on whether to move forward or not. And I really personally enjoyed that because having been in an environment where I was responsible for everything and every decision landed on Carol, I was happy that somebody else was going to be taking the brunt of it, if you will. Because yes, I am responsible for it, but it's really like easy for you and me to have a heartfelt conversation and be like, Heneka, so it's not going to work because look, no one's clicking on it. No one likes your offer. That doesn't mean it's a bad offer. It may just be that we're showing it to the wrong people, or it could truly mean that it's a bad offer. So which route should we explore first? See, with data, it's not guessing. It's just more intentional and it's more aligned.
Mm-hmm. And so the value-driven entrepreneur, why that focus?
I feel like because those sometimes I like to pick the underdog. I want us to win. I want to work with people who are often overshone, like they're not supposed to be here. I often think like, you mentioned it. I was born in Cuba. I live in South Africa. I'm really blessed with the life that I get to live today. It could have taken one thing and I could have ended up very differently. And I want to amplify that for somebody else. It could just be one campaign that changes their whole business financially for them to help more people or go on vacation or change their life. And I love being part of that journey, even if I only get to be like 1%.
Mm-hmm. And you talked, alluded to the whole gut feeling idea. So the question I have for you, Carol, is how do you blend, analytics and intuition to design campaigns that really feel, authentic while still delivering results? Mm-hmm.
For me, I trust my gut a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When you tend to copy what everybody else is doing, it seldom has good results. It will have results for a period of time, and then the trend will change, and then the movement will change, and then the offer will change. And because you just copied what you saw was popular, you're going to get left behind when they're already changing to the next thing. So by being really intentional, staying true to yourself and listening to that gut feeling, it really is, it's what makes it special. There's this thing that goes around sometimes that I hear like in marketing, like when you build a funnel or when you build a system, right, that supports your sales, you must start with a very small offer, give them something for free, then sell them something very low ticket, like, $97, then sell them something that's like $1,000, then sell them something and you're like, why? If you know what you are selling the best version of you that's going to move the needle forward, that's going to get the most result, is the thing that is $5,000 or is the thing that is $300, or it happens to be the thing that you value as $10, lead with that. Because what you're trying to do is get people results. You're coming from a place of service, you're here to help. And once they get good results, that's going to be a positive testimonial to you. That's going to be a great thing for your company. You're going to have proof that your method works. And why wouldn't you want more of that? So again, usually the road less traveled has some really fun adventures. So go down that road.
Carl, I'm listening to you and I'm, asking for a friend. I'm that friend.
Ask for that friend. Let's pretend I don't know that friend.
Right.
But in
So
case I did.
for entrepreneurs who feel like marketing is so overwhelming or it's just out of alignment, where do I start? Where does that friend start? For example, I
Yes.
have my cruises, I have conferences, I have courses, workshops, masterclass to sell. And it's like I don't know, like, believe it or not, guys, I don't know where to start on Facebook because I've tried Facebook ads so many times and it just never worked for me. Where did I go
Yes.
wrong? Where did that
Okay.
friends go wrong? Huh.
That friend, man, we don't know who that friend is, but I would tell that friend, okay.
Mhm.
First of all, is get very clear on what was the purpose of those ads. And spoiler alert, the correct answer is not to get more sales. So, what was the purpose of those ads? Because if the purpose of that ad was to get more sales, the friend should have run an ad that went directly to buying that course, that webinar, that product, right? But if that friend's intention is to grow their email list and to create a community and to nurture people and then sell them something, perhaps they should have started with creating a lead generation or creating a community even outside of Facebook or Instagram, a place that they own. Some of my most successful clients they know that people hang out on Facebook and Instagram. We all doom scroll. This is what we do, right? But you can move people from doom scrolling into action into your own communities, right? Whether that is an email that you send out weekly, whether that's a community you host wherever you host it, and you're creating those relationships. We're in a time right now where selling high ticket is not really great, but people are very solution orientated. A lot of people will be like, we're entering a recession, we don't have money. Let me tell you something. As I like to tell my husband, expensive is relative. If you want to buy something, you're going to find the money for it. If you want the solution to something, you're going to find the money for it. So this nuance that like people don't have money, I don't believe it. I believe people don't have money for things that do not serve them. And I think if they think it's going to help them or it's going to solve a problem, then it's fine. So to go back to your friend, set a very clear example as to what do you want? Do you want more visibility? Do you have a podcast that you want more people to find? Is that the goal? Do you want to be a speaker? So you need more followers so people can think you're more credible. Do you want a strong email list or community outside of Facebook in case you get hacked, it gets stolen? You don't want to depend on the algorithm anymore. Or do you want to wake up every day to sales? Have you created something that doesn't require you and someone can just see an ad and be like, hey, do you like this perfume? And then they're like, cool, go buy the perfume and check out. Then they get what they got. Or, hey, they bought your course, your webinar, and you gave them something in return. So it's very important before we just throw money out there to be very intentional with what we want. And then also to adjust out our expectations, because a lot of people say, well, I put like $10 in and I got like nothing out. Okay, that's also like a big problem. This is why I say it's data driven. So let's use baby numbers because it's a little bit late my time and math sometimes likes to forget me. Let's say you have $10, right? And it costs you $1 to get someone to click on your ad. That means you have 10 opportunities. 10 people will likely click on the ad. That you should figure out, okay, so 10 people saw it, one person bought. That means you need to get 10 people every time to see the ad to get one person to buy. Do you have enough of those $10 to make that happen? If not, you've got to bridge the gap. And that's something like that I like working with, the step between the ad and the actual sale. What can we do in between to maximize the conversion rate? So, do we need to make the landing page longer, shorter? Do we need to make the offer more attractive? Do we need to play with the pricing? Do they need to get emails nudging them? All of these little touch points increase your conversion rate. So looking at the entire ecosystem, very important. Ads just are like a giant magnifying glass, right? So if you are magnifying something that is unproven or something that has holes in it, that's what you're going to get.
Yeah. You know, so let me tell you what happens to the friend, right? Friend
Tell me.
friend will go and you said the why is not about, oh, you need to make more sales, right? But friend will get to a place of frustration and almost desperation, right?
There you
And
go.
then like, okay, there's no time here to build to nurture community, to nurture like all those other parts. The friend wants to shortcut, like, but I
Yeah.
know it doesn't work, right? And
Yes.
so with the impatience and the anxiety, how do you advise your clients, to guard against those things? Because they're real. When we're talking, I mean, what you're saying sounds really nice theoretically, right? And I know
Mm-hmm.
it does work for your clients because you're getting the results. But also in the real world, there is anxiety, there is impatience, there's how do you deal with all of that?
No, I get you. Listen, if I would say to my clients, if you or someone who wants to work with me, if you're coming out of place of desperation of this has to work, this is my last X amount of dollars, I'm going to put it in here and whatever, you're not actually investing in yourself, which is what I like to think ads are. You're
Mm-hmm.
actually gambling.
Mm,
And when you
mm,
gamble, the house always wins, right? So you will lose because you're just throwing money at the situation and praying that it's going to work. Again, if you must do that, if you have something and you're like, Carol, but I want to run ads, I just want to make sure, it works, I would say take your most successful offer or take your most successful funnel, regardless of what that is. Whether if that's a lead magnet, like I give you something and you give me something for free, if it's that, cool. If it's like, here's my webinar, and then you have a great people watch the webinar and then they buy something from you or they book a call and then they sign up and they work with you or whatever that is, run the ad to that. Why? Because even if you are desperate, the offer that you're putting out there is going to be good. It's going to be something that people need. It's going to solve a problem. Hopefully, the problem is something that they need right now, and that will hopefully give you sales. But I do not encourage people to take their last money into that. If you really, another approach that you could take is, if you prefer, is maybe do a little bit more socials, take that money and like just amplify the posts that you're already posting every day. Make sure that they're being seen by the people who already like and follow your page, because those people are already interested in your work, right? So because they're already interested, they're more likely to buy, theoretically, or they're more likely to start a conversation with you, which is another way that you can get them to buy from you. So I would probably do that, but I wouldn't just, no, friend, don't do it. Send me the money. Let's go to coffee. No, let's not do that.
yeah. All right. Let's take a break right now, Carol, as I go into the community connection segment. So this is a quick pause to remind my community of what's happening in November, because LeaderCast just finished and now it is time for the LeadHerShip Cruise, which sets sail from Fort Lauderdale to the Bahamas on November 3 to 7 aboard Royal Caribbean's Liberty of the Seas. So, Lead Her Ship, we are going to the Bahamas for Lead Her Ship. And it's not too late. It's still not too late for you to join. Join us. definitely, if you want to be a part of that amazing network of women and a few men, while we have some personal development time, and then we get to unwind and go on Coco Cay, which is Royal Caribbean's private island, and we go fine dining, and we have a lot of water parking and all of these lovely things, right? If you want to be a part of that, please email me at heneka@henekawatkisporter.com, or you may send me a WhatsApp 876-849-2571. All right, that's community connection for today. Let me go right back to Carol Kabaale. Carol, we are going to wrap now, and I want your final thoughts. Such an interesting discourse we've had. So let's wrap this conversation around attracting dream clients with Facebook ads that are aligned. Let's wrap there.
Yes. So I
Mhm.
will say with this, best advice I can give you, right? Get really clear on the purpose of the ad, right? Don't worry too much about like the graphics and the mess and like what the messaging and things like that is. Why? Because you'll put your first set of ads out there and then you'll see what your audience resonates with, right? And even with that, the way ads are running right now in the Meta platform, it's probably the easiest time to set up ads. They have a lot of AI integrations as well. They've got like, you can put like a little bit of copy in and then it will spit out like 5 other suggestions for you. So you don't even have to be a pro at copywriting. You can put one image in and it will generate like a couple for you as well. So really in terms of those, it's got it covered for you. What you need to do, again, the ad is not the most important part. It's what happens after. After they click, where do they go? What do they do? Do they see the promise that they saw in the ad? Is there a connection, right? And then going on with that, like how are we going to get them to the sale? And don't complicate it. Keep it simple. Often as entrepreneurs, I don't know why, I think it's because we're creative. We're like, I'm going to make them click here, then they're going to get this email, then they're going to get that message, then I'm going to show up on Facebook, then I'm going to do a live, and then I'm going to do this. And I'm like, why don't you just click the ad, book a call? Why don't you just click the ad, buy my stuff? I don't know. We like to make it fancy, and that's fine. As someone who loves tech, I'm like, yes, let's do that. Let's get all the automations. But some people don't need that. Think about when you walk into a store and you just go to buy some bread and some milk. You don't like, at least I do not dilly-dally around the whole store. I don't go all the way and see what new type of cheese they have before I pick up
That's
my
me.
bread.
Me neither. Me neither. I'm going in for something and I'm coming out. Well, sometimes that's a lie. Sometimes I go for one thing and I end up with a couple things, but generally I run in for one thing and I come out with that one thing.
There you go. And then, here's the thing, even if you look around the store, most of us pick up that thing we came to look for first, and then we look around. So treat your ads the same way. Get people to the sale as quickly as possible, and then upsell them with an extra course, with an VIP upgrades, with an extra template or something. But get them to the sale, get them in the shop. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. And in terms of ads, please do not overthink it. Don't think it's very scary. There's plenty of things out there that like YouTube University is great. If you want to run ads yourself, it's fine. One small thing at a time. Tackle one small thing at a time. And if you still feel like it's not for you, then, and I'm not the person for you, go find someone who is in alignment with you and cares about your business. That's one piece of advice I can really give to you. When you hire an agency, because there's so many people out there who do marketing and agencies and things like that, they need to be someone who is here beyond the ad. They need to see your vision and want to make that a reality. Because if not, what will end up happening, and I've had this happen to countless of my clients, is like, oh, we hired this agency and they got us all these clicks. And I'm like, okay, and the sales? Oh, no, they didn't get us sales. Or, oh, they got us like all these, our calendars was full with people wanting to book a call with us. And then no one showed up for the call. You know why? Because they weren't interested, because they weren't qualified, because they didn't care. But the agency has done their job by putting those things on there, by giving you those things.
Mm-hmm.
So team up with people who care about you and want you to win. That would be my advice.
Yeah, team up with people who care about you and want you to win, and that can be applicable for anything in life. How might my community reach out to you? Number one, Carol, and number two, I know you have a free Facebook ads quiz, right? I know you have that. All right, so share how they might access as well.
So you can find me on the wonderful internet. My name is Carol Kabaale. That is Carol. Kabaale is Kabaale. And on my website, it is carolkabaale.com/quiz. You can take my quiz and it will tell you very quickly if you should be running Facebook ads. So if you are like, oh my gosh, this was interesting, maybe I should be doing this, go and take my quiz. And in that quiz, it will tell you, should you be waiting? Do you need to fix your offer? Do you need to partner with someone? Or if you can do it yourself.
Wow, that's nice. We will certainly check that out. Thank you. Thank you, Carol
Thank
Kabaale.
you.
I'm going to come back and close properly. But for now, let me head right into trending now. So here's a headline for every business owner. In 2025, mission-driven digital ad campaigns are outperforming flashy hard sell tactics by over 2.6 times in customer loyalty and retention. So according to Meta, values-based and story-rich ads generate higher quality leads, and brands embracing authenticity see a 40% increase in repeat clients. Soulful strategies are the new pitch, the new competitive edge. Soulful strategies are the new competitive edge. And that's what's trending now. And as I close today, I want to say a huge, heartfelt thank you. I'm so grateful to you, Carol Kabaale, for coming and speaking to me and my audience about Facebook ads and strategy and all of that stuff, and talking to my friend. Oh, that was so good. I'll pass on the message, okay? So
Thank you.
thank you. And to you, my community of peak performers, if you're ready to stop hustling for random leads and start calling in your dream clients, then I invite you to connect with Carol on Instagram. She's also on Facebook, LinkedIn, of course, Facebook naturally, LinkedIn, and her website, carolkabaale.com. And if this episode inspired even one shift, or you're thinking about, oh my gosh, or even if I'm going to do that quiz, then please subscribe, review, and share it with a business owner who wants to market with more meaning and less hustle. Remember, genuine growth always starts with authentic connection. Yes, know that. Affirm with me. I attract my dream clients with clarity, soul, and strategy, growing my business in a way that honors who I am. A huge thank you to our sponsors, the Jamaica Stock Exchange, and of course, Heneka Watkis-Porter.com. All good.
You may know you're listening to this show along the Marketing Podcast Network, but did you know there are other great shows on MPN to help your business? Robbie Samuels hosts the On the Schmooze podcast. Robbie, tell listeners what to expect from the show.
Since 2015, I've interviewed entrepreneurs who overcame challenges to achieve success in their field or industry. Tune in to On the Schmooze to listen as I ask deep questions to elicit untold stories about leadership and networking.
And where can people subscribe?
Find the show at ontheschmooze.com or on marketingpodcast.net, or just search for it wherever you get your podcasts.
You heard them. Go subscribe. This podcast is heard along the Marketing Podcast Network. For more great marketing podcasts, visit marketingpodcasts.net.